Salama Abada and OCO everyone. Today's topic is going to be very interesting in today's discussion. The parasocial effect. Now, for those who don't know what parasocial is a one-sided relationship that's dealing with an emotional attachment that you have with someone who's unaware that you have these emotional attachments. And that usually is derived from a fan having an obsession with a entertainment within the entertainment industry, like with artists, actors, actresses, sport teams. They just have this one-sided relationship, this one-sided fantasy, this one-sided relationship overall. And it's scary. It's very eye opening. When you look deep into it and go down a rabbit hole, I see it every day. I used to be a blogger and a celebrity blogger to be precise, an entertainment blogger overall because I touched on many topics rather than just one in one category. And I learned so much within that. And I was only a blogger for a year. 2017, never again. If I'm going to blog about anything, it's going to be about my life and my interactions with individuals. It's not going to be within the degree that it was back then. I was younger, I wasn't as intelligent as I am now, so it'll be totally different. The theme will be totally, totally different. Now, like I was stating, I've learned so much being an entertainment blogger. I got to interact and see how fan bases operated, and they're one-sided. Not all of them, majority of them have like this one-sided relationship. Either it be with an artist, an actor, an actress, a sport team. You can't tell them different. You can't tell them different. Like people will literally try to harm you, get rid of you, take your life over their faves. That's a mental illness to me. It's not that serious. Like, not to me. That's why I don't hang around. I pay attention to characteristics. I do. There are certain people I'm not going to be around. And it's not to say because I'm scared of you. Because I don't mind taking the proper protocol in order to self defend myself by all means necessary. I have no problem doing that. People take it too far, and I'm gonna put it this way. If I could prevent having to get out of my body just to put somebody out of my lane, then so be it. If I can prevent that, that's what I'm going to do. That's the route I'm going to take. I'm not going to ignite and purposefully put myself in a situation knowing I'm going to have to defend myself. Defense going to have to come out of my will, out of my power, out of my control. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I have to defend myself because I put myself in this situation. No, it's going to have to be someone overcrossing, overstepping a boundary in order for me to nuck and buck. Seriously. Other than that, you're not going to see me going back and forth with nobody, defending myself. You're not going to see me being parasocial. Like even what's going on now with like different artists beefing. You have people that's going off on one side, defending the other, and it's like you don't know neither. It's given schizophrenia. It's really given some strain of schizophrenia. Dissociative identity disorder. It's given something within that spectrum. And I stay far away from them because if you have a problem with somebody you don't know, just imagine how you would treat somebody that you do know. Like a lot of people is weird. It's pathetic. That's why you won't see me around everybody. You won't. Cause a lot of y'all are in like you're unhinged. Your mind is not activated. You're not there mentally. Psychologically, there are some disconnections. There are some tools missing. Like the amount of energy a person will use to defend or attack another entertainer or an entertainer overall. It's crazy. All for the sake of that's my favorite artist or entertainer or whatever the case may be. Freaking out, acting crazy, acting ballistic. And I'm just sitting back and observing it all. Like, this is really going on. This is really reality for some people. I have boundaries. Like, there's artists I love. For example, my top three favorite artists of all time, or singers, Aaliyah, Maya, Monica, in that order. I be saying mess when people talk about Aaliyah. At the end of at the middle, at the beginning, middle, end of the day, I have my limitations. You can I don't care what you say about Aaliyah. You never knew Aaliyah. You don't know Aaliyah family. What are you gonna do about it? I'm not gonna be arguing with nobody about an artist. Now, if you come on my page talking crap to me, that's when I'm gonna say something because it's my page. Who are you? Bye. Depending on what you say, you might just get blocked because some people ain't worth arguing with. Some people are that unhinged, and it's not worth a reply. It depends on what it is. One thing I won't do is I won't argue, I won't fight over no artists. Like there's people that talk about Monica. They say reckless things about Monica. I'm not gonna reply. You won't say that to Monica face. And if you do, there's repercussions. I don't need to say anything to you. Just like I don't know Monica, y'all don't either. I'm not gonna sit here and argue about no artist. Yeah, I used to be a blogger. Maybe that's why a lot of people be trying me and bringing up artists and stuff like that, looking and thirsty for a response. I'm not in that department anymore. That was 2017. This is 2024 for y'all, 2023 for me into April 1st. That's another story. Anywho, I don't argue about no artists. So you can argue amongst yourselves or argue with people who will feed into that. That's out of my department. I don't go back and forth until you make it interpersonal, until you're putting me in it. Now I'm gonna say something because I'm gonna go to the extreme when it comes to me, not when it comes to artists. Not when it comes to artists. I'm not. I got my boundaries. I got my limits. I know I don't know them personally, so I'm not gonna pretend. As far as I'm going to supporting them for whatever they do, whatever your talent may be, that's what I support. Or what I support, whatever you show, and I respect. What you showcase and I respect it, I support it. That's as far as it's going. I don't I don't take it to the extreme of thinking I know you or oh my goodness, you made this song and it helped me. And it may have. But the song helped me, not you personally. You sung the song even if you wrote it or not. Or you rapped it if you're a rapper. If you wrote it or not. I love that song. That song done something for me. And that's what I will acknowledge. I won't sit there and meet the artist and say, "Oh my goodness, you helped me. Oh my goodness, you're my fave because of that." No, it's giving word to the artist probably because some of them be looking like I don't even know you. Like I can tell, I can be feeling the energy. That's why I don't be too big on meeting celebrities. I don't, because some of them be looking at you like I don't even know you. Why you even this emotional attached to me. I don't know you like that. Like I be, you can just see it on their face. Not all of them, a lot of them though. Let's be clear. That's why I keep it at a minimum. Like if I like your music, cool, I support it. If I like you as an actor or actress, cool, I support it. I might even engage and entertain certain things on social media in regards of that talent. Anything outside of that, I don't care. Like with these rap beefs, I addressed the fan base. I didn't address the artists. Like I said, like I stated, this is not 2017 anymore. I'm 27 years old. I'm not 21, 22 anymore. I'm not gonna be talking about artists. I don't know y'all personally. I can only talk about what y'all display. Like there's two rappers beefing. I don't even care to say their name. I do care to talk about what's being displayed. One of them must be cool with a priest because they mentioning the deceased like karma don't exist. Then the other one only said two words that had the other one spiraling for 5 days straight on social media. And I didn't care to speak on it until I saw what the fan bases were saying, and then I adjusted the fan bases. See, this is what I mean when I say I keep that. I wouldn't even call that particular part of how I responded to that as a viewer, as parasocial, because no, it's not in my case. I look at it as, from my standpoint, as someone who's observing what's on my timelines. Sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't. I don't get that deep. I have boundaries, is basically what I'm saying. I kept it at the fan base, didn't even talk about the artists. Don't know them personally. All I know is what they show, what they want people to see. And one of them wanted people to see that they make fun of the dead. So, hey, so be it. If that's what you do to get by in life, so be it. I don't know you personally anyway to deal with that. One card to, one want to. And the fan base is just going back and forth about it. And that's what inspired me to make this episode. Because like y'all don't have no boundaries, y'all don't have no limits. Y'all go hard for these people y'all don't know. Then when they show a glimpse of their colors or who they really are on social media, y'all defend that too. And some of that stuff ain't pretty what they showing. And y'all then when it comes to your life as an individual, why this happened? Why that happened? My mom passed away. My cousin passed. I was in a horrible accident. Y'all need to stop defending people y'all don't know like that because their karma can be an extension of yours and stuff like that. You'll be wondering why this happening to me? Why that happened to me? I just lost 5 family members. What are you doing? What you put out in the universe is coming back to you tenfold. What are you doing? What energy are you feeding into? Some of these celebrities are energy vampires. And a lot of y'all is getting that karma. An extension of that karma because y'all putting yourself in business you ain't got no business aligning with. Like y'all allow people to use y'all energy and then wonder why bad things happen to you. Cause I witness a lot of y'all defend certain entertainers y'all do not know personally, and then something bad happened to you, and now you looking stupid, wondering why. Y'all, I'm telling you that energetic field is real. Supernaturality is real. Karma is real. But I don't know them personally. Why is it happening to me? Because you are responding to something that wasn't even your place to respond to begin with. Karma take note of it all. You talking about people, you doxing people, people losing their jobs because you delusional, you defending entertainers you don't know personally, and now karma finna come and tap you, and now you looking stupid. Oh, woe is me. Nah, ain't no woe is me. It's that's how it's supposed to be. When you put yourself in the midst of something you had no business putting yourself in the midst of, surprise, surprise. Look what's happening. Look what's happening. A lot of people don't have boundaries at all. Let me not say, I'm going to say it anyway. When some of y'all going to learn the hard way. Some of y'all going to learn the hard way. And it ain't going to be a pleasant way. Like at some point, there has to be a boundary. There has to be lines that shouldn't be crossed. There has to be a silver lining. I gained my limits from blogging. Like I don't regret it at all. I don't regret being a blogger because that letting me know, that exposed me to parasocial, that exposed me to limitations, and that's when I realized that celebrities or famous people, because there's a difference between the two, and I'm gonna break that down another time. They are living souls like the rest of us. The only difference is our bank accounts. Other than that, they have to live like they have to walk their course just like the rest of us. The only thing that separates us is our status. Have boundaries. Ain't nobody saying don't support your fave, don't have a connection with their music. Don't be delusional about it, is all I'm saying. And you can't tell that to everybody. Some people are so far gone mentally, they think they know that artist. They show you what they want you to see. Like when I dislike an artist, it ain't coming from no parasocial standpoint. It's coming from, oh, you like to play with witchcraft. I ain't supporting that. Or it's, oh, you like to touch kids. I don't support that. Like that, they would literally have to show their hand, to show their card in order for me to say, oh, I don't like that. Therefore, I'm not supporting you because you are the action behind that. You are the vessel that's been used. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna see them in person and say I don't like you because of woo woo woo, or I ain't finna go on a page and say this is how I feel about you. It ain't that deep. I have boundaries. I have my limitations. I'm only gonna take it as this for. There's a few artists I don't like. They probably would never know it. The world probably would never know it because it ain't that deep for me. You might have heard of this person, that person, the next person. My eyes are open because if you would do that to them, imagine what you would do to me once I get to that certain status. I can't get to that certain status that you're on if I'm obsessed with you, focused on you, and worried about you. See, and that's another thing. A lot of y'all stop what's meant for y'all because y'all be giving y'all energy to these celebrities and famous people when you could be harnessing that energy for yourself and become your own celebrity. But see, a lot of y'all a lot of y'all are deranged. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about those who fit the category of what I'm discussing, what I'm describing. Head dogs holler. If you're hollering, the shoe fit. Like there has to be certain boundaries. There has to be certain limitations. You have to be observant enough to know when you're crossing the line. And that's note to myself. Like I'm all every time I get, cause social media, I don't care what nobody say. As long as you have a black screen, a device, any form of electronics, these electronics are portals. When you hop on your phone, when you hop on your laptop, when you hop on your computer, know what you're getting into, know what you're tapping into, know how to energetically guard your energy. Because if you don't know how to guard your energy, anybody can hover over your vessel. Anyone or anything, you can easily be triggered. You have to have some form of boundaries. You have to set them because if you don't, you gonna get walked all over on. You ain't gonna have you an open door policy if you don't have boundaries. Like every time I get on social media, I make sure I see a lot. That's why I'm constantly saying, all right, Creeyeh, don't respond to that. Don't even tap into that. Scroll, block, not interested. Press the exit because some of these social media apps, like Facebook had this new feature where you can just click the exit symbol and it'll close out that particular status, that particular post. Use those tools. You don't have to accept everything that pops up on your screen. You don't. I know I won't. I'm quick to hit block, restrict, mute, unfollow, unfriend, not interested, close this out. I'm I don't have to engage with everything that pops up. There's pros and cons to everything. And what I'm talking about, I don't see the pros in being parasocial. I don't. Maybe there are some pros. I can talk about it in another episode if I come across it. I don't see the pros in being parasocial. I don't see the pros in it. You have to have your limitations. I'm not saying don't support artists. What I am saying, don't treat them like you know them personally. And that's note to myself because one thing about the world, they pick and choose what they listen to. Y'all are not my children, therefore y'all are not my concern on what you do and what you do not do. As long as I'm not overstepping, I'm not being parasocial, I'm not getting caught up into the web to the point that I'm unhinged and all over the place mentally. I'm not gonna get that. I'm not allowing anyone to take me to that point. There just has to, and I keep saying it. I keep saying it. There has to be some type of lining. It just has to be. That's why I'm always making sure that I'm not overstepping or always questioning, is this even worth replying to? Do I even want to talk about this? Do I even want to talk about that? What is my intentions behind this? What is my intention behind that? There are certain things I wouldn't even put on all social media platforms. There's one platform that I have in particular where I do discuss certain things just to get it off my mind, just to release it from my mind. Like I saw it, send it back to the sender. Boom, that's it, that's all. And I don't take it further than that. You won't catch me tagging artists, tagging fan bases. It ain't that deep unless you playing with me. Now, when you step in my world acting crazy, deranged, you can boot it out. You getting kicked out, stumped out, booted out, whatever the case may be. You're not gonna be dwelling in my space acting any kind of way. I don't care what you do elsewhere. Here, there's rules, there's boundaries, there's instructions, and if I have to follow it, what that say about you? Like, we live in a world where a lot of individuals know more about celebrities than they know about them own selves. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. The whole point of this episode is for me to be a reminder to self and anyone else that may agree. Make sure you give yourself that same energy you give towards those you don't know, yet you love, that happens to be in the spotlight. Usually, when you have an obsession with someone or something that they do, it's usually a calling within you to activate what's in you. Like, hey, you you have a calling too. You might want to activate this. You know, I'm inspired. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that. I recognized it. Does that mean I have that in me too? Like I have my own star. I have my own quality about me too. Let me focus on that. Let me activate that. Now some of y'all take that overboard too. Y'all get inspired and want to become the person you inspired by. That ain't what inspiration is. That's not what inspiration is. Because you and that person then go through the same things in order to get to the same place. Many of us have many directions that can lead us to the same destination. That doesn't mean go in their lane. Stay in your lane. You're going to meet them at the same destination, but you don't need to identity shift in order to become what you are destined to become just because you're inspired by someone. Now you want to become them. That's a problem too. And that goes back to what I said a few seconds ago. A lot of people know celebrities more than they know themselves. A lot of people suffer from dissociative identity disorder. You think you, but you're really someone else. And you don't realize it until it's called out. And then you get mad at the people that calls it out because now you mad and you don't want to address it. You don't want to accept it as reality. You're not you. You're someone else. I don't know what type of MK Ultra it is. I can guarantee you that's what it is, though. That's a huge form of MK Ultra, and a lot of people think it's just within the entertainment industry, which it is. The other half is those that feed into it, those in the audience. Like, that'll have me talking about something way deeper. It really would. It really would. I feel like this deserve a series within itself because there's a lot that plays out in the parasocial effect. It really is. It's scary. Like I stated a few minutes ago, a minute ago or so. That I don't see the pros in that. Do any can y'all help me out to see it? Is there any pros in being parasocial? I don't see the pros in that. You know what? I guess it remind witnessing someone being parasocial over an entertainer they don't know personally. Maybe that was meant to remind you to set boundaries, to not overstep. Don't get too caught up within the world of entertainment. Don't get caught up in that. It's okay to support who you support, love who you love as an entertainer. Don't take it to the point that you think you know them. Knowing of someone and knowing someone is two different things. You know who's in the spotlight. You don't know who's behind that. Who's behind the light. You don't know until you experience. So maybe I don't. Maybe the pro is boundaries coming out of that. Maybe that's the pro to it. Other than that, I don't see how there can be pros to it. There's a lot of cons for sure. It's a lot. And I keep circling back, like I previously stated. There's a few artists I love, not more than myself. And when I say love, I'm talking about their art, their contribution to life, what they're bringing in life. That's what I love. For them personally, don't know you personally, won't talk, won't touch on it. If I do touch on something that seems to be personal, it's because you put it in the spotlight. I didn't have to dig for it. I didn't have to ask for it. Didn't have to stalk you. What you put out there is what you put out there. As an artist, an entertainer, whatever the case may be within the limelight. I set boundaries. I do. That's part of the reason why I'm not a blogger anymore because my life was getting so hectic to the point that I'm like, this overshadowing what I do. Like, I used to blog for fun, talk about celebrities or whatever. It was an escape from reality until it wasn't. I had to realize, like, I have to tend to my own reality. I'm not going to be focusing on what other artists or what other people got going on. I'm just not more than what I got going on. So that was part of me setting the boundary. Like, from time to time, I may mention artists that I'm in. Like, how do I put this? I may highlight artists. That's how I'm gonna put it. I may highlight artists from time to time and say, "Oh, we the same zodiac sign," or stuff like that. Stuff relatable. To remind people that entertainers, they are not too far fetched from us. They are living souls just like us. Like, from time to time, that's my thing. That's my intentions. When I mention celebrities, I mention them in a neutral sense to tie it all back to living souls overall. We are all interconnected in that sense. That's the only time I mention artists. Outside of that, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you up because you don't like this artist." Like, what? I don't know them personally either. If y'all ever see me defend an artist, it's because I either know them personally or I know the situation personally because I've been through it. And therefore I would address that matter. I would say, I've been through this. Look into that deeper since you obsessed with that artist enough. Stuff like that. But overstepping boundaries and popping up at people places, doxing people, getting people addresses, getting people fired, that's pitiful. That that's where I draw the line. Parasocial is where I draw the line. I'm not gonna be parasocial for nobody, and I'm not accepting parasocial people in my life. Y'all are parasites. Okay? I'm not accepting that in my life. Gots to be more careful. Gots to do better. As a whole, gots to do better. So I'm not gonna pretend. I'm gonna say this one last time, just in a different way. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not gonna ever mention artists because I'm a creator. I'd be lying to myself to say I'm not. So I'm, to a degree, I'm in the limelight. I'm just not in the spotlight. It's a difference. So I'm gonna mention artists from time to time, just not to the degree that I'm willing to dox people and pull up on people. Not taking it that far. If you ain't taking it off my plate, I ain't pulling up, and that's just that. I ain't fighting people. You can say what you want about my favorite artist. You won't you won't ever be in the same space as them. So it really doesn't matter what you say. So I say all this to say, love yourself like you love your favorite artists. Matter of fact, love yourself more. And most importantly, realize that we all are living souls. The only difference is our status. And you can up your status if you pour into you more than you pour into others. That's note to self and to anyone that relates. So until next time, Aragayudi and Varahara Kadesh.